From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Friday, April 21st, 2017. Silver is trading at $17.95 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,283 per ounce. Bitcoin is trading at 2.1 cents, and the average price of Bitcoin is $1,249. Antiwar.com reports with the rest of the administration continuing to play up U.S. hostility towards Iran in the wake of the admission that Iran is fully complying with the P5+1 nuclear deal. President Trump on Thursday accused Iran of violating the spirit of the deal. President Trump offered no details on exactly what he was referring to, though the allegation is patently false at any rate, with Iran having no nuclear weapons program in the first place and agreeing to drastically limit the civilian program in return for sanctions relief. If anything, the U.S. has been violating the spirit of the deal, having continued to prove a stumbling block for international trade with Iran, which was supposed to be freed up after the deal. Iranian officials insisted that no one was interested in worn-out U.S. accusations. U.S. officials have confirmed that they are reviewing the deal, though with no real basis for withdrawing from it. Most experts agree that the U.S. move to back out of the international pact would serve to isolate the U.S. more and have limited impact on Iran's commerce with the rest of the world. For nearly 40 years, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals like gold and silver. They also take Bitcoin for precious metal purchases and have permanently removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co. UPI reports citing unnamed sources. CNN and The Washington Post reported Thursday that federal prosecutors are considering criminal charges against WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange. DOJ investigators are weighing whether WikiLeaks bears criminal responsibility for leaking diplomatic cables and military documents in 2010 and the more recent revelations of CIA cyber tools. CNN reported prosecutors have found a way to move forward despite First Amendment concerns. WikiLeaks attracted international attention in 2010 when it published documents furnished by whistleblower Chelsea Manning about U.S. activities in Iraq and Afghanistan. Manning was later convicted of 21 criminal charges and sentenced to 35 years in prison, but will be released in May after President Barack Obama commuted her sentence before leaving office. WikiLeaks was also involved in the publication of materials last year that were harmful to the campaign of Democratic presidential candidate Hillary Clinton. Assange's attorney, Barry J. Pollock, said there was no legitimate basis for the Department of Justice to treat WikiLeaks differently than it treats other journalists. Born into a devastating world and raised among the crowd, the Cloudwalker assumes a new identity and begins the unrelenting quest for truth. In this epic journey, he discovers dark secrets about aspects of his previous life that he once trusted. Through the Journal of the Cloudwalker, he shares both the traumatic hardships and the eternal beauties of his experiences. Fueled in the beginning by his unsettling thoughts and emotions, he learns how to find peace with everything he has woken up to. Dear Society by the Cloudwalker is available from Amazon.com and all major bookstores. Reuters reports a U.S. regulatory agency told Texas and Arizona that more than 1,000 vials of drugs they ordered for executions in their states from India in 2015 and seized by U.S. Customs will not be released, according to an official on Thursday. FDA press officer Lindsey Meyer said the FDA notified the Texas Department of Criminal Justice and the Arizona Department of Corrections that their confiscated shipments of sodium thiopental have been refused on the basis that the detained drugs appear to be unapproved new drugs and misbranded drugs. The Texas Department of Criminal Justice said in a statement, "It has taken almost 2 years for the FDA to reach a decision, which we believe is flawed." The Texas Department of Criminal Justice fully complied with the necessary steps to lawfully import the shipment, adding, "We are exploring all options to remedy the unjustified seizure." Texas sued in January for the drug's release, saying in its lawsuit they were importing the sodium thiopental for legal executions. Sodium thiopental renders a person unconscious and was a staple of lethal injection mixes, but has not been made in the United States for several years. About 6 years ago, major pharmaceutical companies began imposing bans on sale of their products for use in executions, which left death penalty states scrambling to come up with new mixes and suppliers. Previous attempts to import the drug have been blocked by federal courts after challenges from death row inmates. Many states have turned to a less powerful sedative called midazolam, which has been used in troubled executions in Oklahoma and Arizona, where inmates were seen twisting in pain on death chamber gurneys. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.